Welcome back. This is Martha Villegas from the Law Offices of the Saints. I want to be talking about different questions that a lot of the potential clients made to me today. What is a personal injury case? That's what the first question was. And a personal injury case is anything related with injuries that you sustain either on a car accident, in a slip and fall, a dog bite. Let's say you're riding a bicycle and somebody ran into you. That's personal injury case. Anything that relates with injuries, and it can be private property or public property. What does it mean? Private property could be, like, for example, an office that's not open to the public and you injure yourself. That's a private property. If you go to a public property, that's, for example, a park or a mall, something like that that's open to the public. That's public property. Okay, so that's what personal injury means when you injure yourself in a private property or public property. Okay, and any type of injury, we will assist you with that. Now, how do we prove negligence? Negligence is proven if, let's say, you slip and fall on a puddle of water, on a peel of banana. Those are things that we find negligence on the part of the owner of the private property or the public property. Because especially for public property, if they're inviting you in, like a mall, if they're inviting you in to purchase their items, then they are supposed to have clear floors so you don't slip and fall, or you don't get injured in their property. Private property is a little bit different, but in a private property, if the person or the owner invites you in, then they still have to be careful with clearing up the walls, the floors, anything that you would be able to get injured with. Okay. Compensation. So compensation on personal injury, it depends on the case. Like on a car accident, you get compensation for the vehicle, that we assist you for the vehicle, but we don't charge you anything on assisting you with the vehicle. Where we charge our fee is on the bodily injury. So if you, let's say, did not sustain any injuries and you only had damage on the vehicle, then I wouldn't be able to help you on the case. The only time that I'm able to help you on a case for a car accident is if there's injuries, personal injuries, like your back hurts, your neck hurts. It's not necessarily that you have to have a fracture or anything serious. Just if it hurts after the accident, then you have injuries. So you need treatment. So we'll assist you with the vehicle and also with your bodily injury. Okay. And the other good thing is that you do not need health insurance. All my doctors, they get paid until the very end. When the case settles, from the compensation that we get, that's where everybody gets paid. Okay. They also ask how long do they have, or how long do you have to report the accident? In Arizona, the statute of limitations is 2 years, but for an accident, you do not want to wait 2 years. Okay? Why? Because then if you don't get the treatment that you were supposed to, or you don't have somebody to guide you legally, then you may mess up your case. And if you don't look for an attorney until close to 2 years, a lot of attorneys will not get your case. You have to call us as soon as possible. The sooner you call us, the better. Okay? Settling. Some people say, well, I don't want to settle. I want to go to trial. Well, always going to trial is a huge risk. If you have, and that's why you want to hire, for example, me as an attorney, because I will tell you if it's a fair compensation or if it's too low or if it's in the middle. That's some of the things that I guide you through, and that's why you would want to hire me. So what happens is, if they give you a compensation or they offer, let's say I keep negotiating and I get the maximum amount, and you're like, no, you know what? I want to go to trial. Well, you need to remember that there's going to be 12 individuals in the jury. They can range from 18 years old up until 80, 90 years old. Okay. They can be educated, they cannot be or they can be uneducated. They can have some experience that might affect your case, or they might have experience that would benefit your case. That is a huge risk you want to take. So if you're getting a good compensation and you have an attorney that's advising you that that's a good compensation, you do not want to risk it, because if you go to trial and let's say you were already at 80,000. For example, 80,000, we were able to get you 80,000, but you decide to risk it and go to trial. and the jury comes back and says zero, then you just lost that $80,000 and you end up with zero balance, okay? And you might be ending up with fees, attorney fees and trial fees, and those are huge risks that you don't want to take. But anyways, that's something that you want to talk to the attorney when you hire them also, to explain to you those situations also, and that's why you want to hire me, because I'm giving you that advice right now. The last thing, out of pocket. You do not pay anything out of pocket right now. When you hire me, we do all the investigations. We find out if there's insurance companies. If there is no insurance companies, we usually cannot represent you. But any investigation that we did up front, you do not have to pay us anything. But for example, I was explaining to you right now, if it goes to trial, that risk, we would explain to you that besides taking the risk of losing everything, you would also be subject to fees of attorney fees and trial fees after that part. Okay, so if we do get your case and we do win on your case, then we charge 33 1/3%. If it settles out of court, we charge 33 1/3%. If we go to court, if we go to trial, then we charge 40% attorney fees. Okay, but let's say we investigate your case and there's no insurance, then we would just withdraw from the case and you wouldn't be charged a penny. So like always, consultation is always free. So please call us at 520-641-1111. Again, 520-641-1111. Consultations are always free, so you don't have anything to lose. Thank you.